Hi everyone, it's Wendy. Welcome back to the channel. And today I thought it would be fun to use some book pages. These are some pages out of an old art book. It's a book from the 60s. And I thought it would be fun to make ephemera using some of these images. And this is a really lovely paper. It's thick, but it's not cardstock thick. It's just about at that point. So I'm going to try and use a ruler again today, but I'm going to try this ruler. I had such, I don't know if you may or may not have been watching. I think I'll take it right to the image. With my metal ruler, I did not have good results. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a little bit easier tear. And it could be the angle I'm at, that I was not doing a good job last time. I don't know, but that's definitely an easier tear. So this is a We Are Memory Keepers ruler. So yeah, I just thought it would be fun to use some of these gorgeous images. Isn't that beautiful? And there was a painting on the other side, but the page had already been torn, so I must have used the bottom of the page for something. And we can use this on put this on a backing. This is some beautiful paper from Veronica at Triple V Vintage. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. You cannot go wrong if you use her papers. I think that's beautiful. So I'm actually just going to put some, I'm going to use glue stick. You don't see me do that very often, do you? And I'm going to grab this piece of music paper and just use that as my base for putting the glue on. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're well. We're doing well. I'm filming this on April 1st and have already heard about my granddaughter Alice's pranks this morning. She did some fun pranks on her dad. So she had her older sister, Julia, is an ember, and she is it's part of the Girl Guides movement, a rename, which I think is really cool. And she has her Girl Guide cookies, and apparently Alice got up this morning at 5:30. She was that excited to prank her dad. She wanted to put saran wrap on the toilet. Her mom convinced her that was a bad idea. Isn't that beautiful? So that's the base of the card so far, and we may do a little bit more to it, but it's so pretty. So yes, she did that. She did not put the saran wrap on. Her mom managed to convince her not to do that. And but she did open up a couple of the Girl Guide cookies and put toothpaste in. Replace the filling with toothpaste. And that was for her dad, and he did get pranked, which I thought, okay, that's fun. This is a 6-year-old thinking of doing all of these things. So she was just so excited. Oh my gosh. Kaylee said, or my daughter said, she was vibrating. She was so excited to do it. So I have to come back at that from another angle, I think. Anyway, so what else did she do? She put lemonade, I think, in her sister's water bottle, and I don't think that's been found yet. I'm just going to have to come in a little bit, I think. Hold it down tight. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was really cool that she definitely got into it, I have to say. I'm not big on the April Fool's pranks, but why not? You know, when you're 6 years old, it's pretty harmless stuff. I know she's put saran wrap around something of her dad's that he will, when he goes to use it, he'll be like, why can't I open this? But I can't remember what it was. And of course they'll make of it, you know. And she just, yeah, she's an entertainer. So gorgeous. Those are beautiful as well. So, whoops. So I'm not sure, like, depending on what journal, and they're fairly large, you may end up having to, like, fold it over a page, and then you've got a bit of a tuck spot on one side and on the other, but I don't know how I'm going to use them, so I am going to back them. But before I do, I think I'll just do this gorgeous girl here. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm liking using the ruler. That's kind of fun. Save that paper for another use. I don't know, for some of these older items, it just feels like having that kind of torn edge makes it feel like it's older when it's done. I don't know. It's stunning. Okay, so we'll work with what we have here. Oops, we'll get this out of the way. Maybe we'll put her on here since she seems to fit perfectly. So do you or any of your kids get into the whole pranking side of things? It's, like I said, it's not my cup of tea, but I know when I was younger it would have been something I'd have done for sure. For sure. So yeah. I love this paper, Veronica. You know I do. It's so beautiful. Oh, I don't know about the lighting. We actually woke up to snow this morning. I mean, yes, it is the 1st of April, and it's not unusual to get a bit of snow, but I put my snow boots away. Now, I say that, I'm not doing any amount of walking outside right now anyway, so I'll grab my scraper that I got from Veronica as well. And that just takes out any of those little bubbles. And she's beautiful. She go in a large journal, or it could be cut down a little bit on the sides, but such a gorgeous image. And it's nice to be able to use an image, you know, that's from a book every now and again. So, how do we do with this one on the back? Still damp enough. So if I use our glitter glue, I don't get it. It doesn't turn like that, but that's okay. Just going to set that on there. Let's just get some ephemera in it. And we still have the paper bag, the other side of the paper bag. And so I could put these on here. So I think that's what I'll do. Let's cut this first. I feel like these are going to be in and around the same size. So I'm going to attempt to tear. Wish me luck. Oops. Okay. Let's see. I'll grab my piece of paper here. I like using, if I am doing that, using glue stick, I like using music paper, because then what I'll do is, once the glue is dried, I can tear it into smaller bits, and then I have it available to use as just little pieces that I stick on ephemera. So yeah, this is just that little bag that I tore up for a recent video. Now, I'm not sure, this may go out, this video may be before the one where I do really bad tearing with a metal ruler. I think Rachel would call it bodgy tearing, and Gail would probably do the same, call it bodgy tearing. And we'll set this one on here as well. put it in a spot where it's a bit dry. And put my glue on. So I haven't really thought ahead too much on what I'm going to put on these. But we'll figure it out. Get the bases laid out and then go from there. And, oh, I missed it, so I need to bring this over a little bit. That is the nice thing about using glue stick, is that you've got time to move it. Whereas with art glitter glue, there's no time to move things. You've got, it is where it is where it's going to stay, where you put it. Okay, so just tear this right to here. And this is very much, I would say, inspired by Rachel at Roxy Creations. She and I share a love of art books. I think art in, any kind of art. I'm one of those people who, when I go to a new city, I have to go to their museum, their art museum. I like natural history museums too, but if I had only one museum to go to, or gallery to go to when I'm in a new city, if time doesn't permit, then it's going to be the art gallery. And then, knocking down my glue. And then we're just going to, well, it's still, there we go. Those are fun little pieces to keep. You never know, you might want to use those for something. And there's that one. A few little bits. And I don't mind. You can see the paper coming at the back. It is, it's an old paper that's a bit yellowish, so it works really well. Okay, so we've got those. And let's just see if there's anything we want to do. Actually, the other thing I wanted to think about was, with this one, I liked the idea of, oh, what the heck. Let's give it a whirl. I liked the idea of using it as like a card and folding it in half. So, just going to take off the sides a little bit. And I apologize if this is super boring for you. I hope not. This is a book I got at a thrift shop. I think I paid like $3 for it. So it definitely made it worth it. So what if, oh gosh, that works. Wow. What are the chances? Like seriously, what are the chances? I don't want to cover that beautiful painting. So I'm just going to glue this down. And I'm going to use the art glitter glue this time. Let me move that out of the way. And it'll make it a little easier for us to fold it sooner. Just make sure I get to the edges. So we've got colds going around the family now too. It's that time of year, isn't it? Because for me, it's like, what, whoops. I'm going to put it this way. I want that edge to be here towards the bottom. There we go. So it's that time, around that time of year where you just don't want to, you don't know what to wear when you're outside, and so you end up catching a bit of a cold. So my thought is, if we folded this like so, like that. So I folded it just at this point, and then you can still open it and see this gorgeous image, but you could pin it in a journal, because then you can write on the back. That's my thought. So I'm just, you see people do this a lot in videos, it's rolling off glue off your fingertips. So I think that would work, doing it that way. And then I could put a little something down here. Actually, it's from the glue stick. Let's just get a little bit of music here. And I'm just going to attempt to rip a strip of that. Okay. And my thought is that it would be fun, possibly, to put like a piece of music there, just to cover that strip. I'm going to do the whole thing and then just fold it over. And again, this would be a great place to use your glue stick for sure. But this is just really easy ephemera using some vintage books. That's lovely, and you don't lose too much of that image. And if it is a little bit wide for your book, you could just tear that down a tiny bit on this edge. You'll lose part of the painting, but you know, that's fine. We're just getting a representation of how beautiful it is. I think that is going to be too wide. So I'm going to tear a little bit. Apologies to the painter. Okay. Lovely. That might be a fun piece for somewhere else in a journal. So there you go. You could glue it down if you wanted. But I think I would pin it in because I don't want to lose using that beautiful paper as a writing spot. So that's one. What else do we have here? These are gorgeous. And I think I love that. I think I'm going to fold it in half. See how it goes. That's good. So just fold it in half. You could pin it over a page. But isn't that beautiful? And then that is such a beautiful image on its own as well. We'll see if we're going to add anything to it. And I think I would do the same here, only I'm going to just do it a little bit less. And again, because I have that nice paper in the back, that would be great for writing on. You could glue this side on one page as a tuck, and then this would flip out as something to write on. That might be fun, actually. So for example, here's my page. So I would glue it on here, here and here, and it would be a tuck spot. But on the other side, it just opens like that. So I think in that case, I would put a, oops, it's part of my recording device. It's coming off. I would put a tab on there. So I'm just going to cut a few tabs, or a couple. So I would put a tab on that. So that's how I will use this one. And of course you can sew around it too if you want. Totally up to you. But this is just me kind of seat of the pants crafting. And I don't want to infringe too much on the image. That's great. That gives me a tuck spot, but it also gives me this journaling piece. So because the tab's there, I now know when I put it in, I mean for it to be a flip. And this one, so pretty. Yeah, let's do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put the flip towards the bottom. I mean, this could be the part that's tucked in, and that could be the part that flips. let's do that this time, just for a different location, having it in a different location. So this is just an indicator to me by putting that there, when I go to put this in a book, that that's where I would, this section is going to be a flip. Okay. Nice. Okay, now we've got that, and then we've got this gorgeous gal. Oh, we have this lovely one too. I feel like that could be a beautiful pocket. I think I'm going to make that one into a pocket. So I like to think about my use first before I do too much decorating on something. So we're going to make that a pocket. I'm going to set that aside. Yeah, she's a bit wide, but like I said, even with this pocket, I can put it on like that and have something go in this way. I don't mind doing that. I think she's a bit wide for what I want. I'm likely to use her for. I'm actually going to tear her down a bit. So yeah, I have some pages, well, they're about that size in the journal that I'm thinking of her for. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna tear her down. But I tell you what I am gonna do. I'm gonna put some music paper on here because she has her instrument. Put it there. I feel like I want to put it down here. Or do I want just a small piece up here? Yeah, I want it up there. And am I going to use her as a flip? I think she's going to have to be a flip because she's got that gorgeous paper on the back. And I do not want to lose out on that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold her like this, just a tiny, tiny bit here on this side. And we don't lose only a part of her beautiful skirt. And then what I'll do is on a page, I would glue this down, and I'll probably put some nice washi or something on behind it. But then she flips out like that, and you've got all that gorgeous writing space. Now, let's put, I've got some lace here. And I just keep a little bag of lace laying around. What is this? Oh, that's the corner. Okay, that's not going to work. I like the idea of having something a little bit lacy on here. Let's just have a look and see if we can get this to, it's on a curve, so I have to think about whether or not I can get it to set somewhat straight. That's not going to work, is it? So I don't mind that it looks really torn. That's okay. And actually the fact that there's white there is going to hide it. So, yeah, that's the wrong side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here to glue it down, the art glitter glue. And it does hold fabric. And I can, even though that's on a curve, I can kind of straighten it out because it's a small enough piece so that it looks like it's straight. So that would go on like that. Don't get rid of this. This we'll use for something else, for sure. I mean, we could put it on here. Maybe a little smaller. I'm going to put it on here and have it just come off the edge a little bit. Why not? Like that. It's a pocket. There's no reason why it can't come off the edge a little tiny bit. I've set her here, and so this would be a pocket like so. It would probably be on the edge. This is the edge of my page, the edge of my book. So So it would go like this, and so this would come out a little tiny bit, but there's no reason why I can't put a little bit of lace on there too. Let me see, what do I have here that might be fun? Oh, I've got a little piece of lace here. It's a bit heavy, that lace, just in terms of its weight. Okay, here's a little piece of lace. I keep all these little scraps because you never know what you might want to use them for. So I'm just going to cut up here. There's no real rhyme or reason to why I cut where I cut. Set that there. And I'll probably run the sewing machine over it a little bit. Put my glue down. Set this like so. So now that's going to just pop out over the page. And I think that would look really fun. And like I said, I would sew down that edge. I'll glue it down and then I'll sew down that side because I like the look of the sewing with it. So there's that. Love these. I might want to put, let me see, have I got some, I've got some Tracy labels. I'm going to put something like that there. I think that looks great. Got the dishwasher going upstairs and the laundry is on. It's just an industrious day. So yeah, this, I'm not sure I put much more on that. That's just a stunning image. And then this one, this is the flip out, and that's the little, do I have something small that might look nice on there? Yeah, I like that. This says Naturalists on it. So I'm just going to set that towards the top there. Remembering that's the tuck spot, and then this is the flip out on the other page. And might want a little, do I want a little bit of music there? No, I don't think I do. Let me see, do I have some washi? I do. Okay, I'm just going to grab I love this one. This is my William Morris washi. My favorite one. And I know I got this on Etsy a long time ago from Bella's Bits and Buys, and I think I've said this before, but I don't think she is on Etsy anymore, and if she is, please let me know. This one's really nice and sticky, but I am just going to put a little bit of this down just to be sure of the art glitter glue, and then I'm just going to line that up with the side. I like this one because for me it just kind of has the same sort of coloring as that sky. It does blend in, but that's what I wanted. And I think that looks really lovely and subtle. Yeah, so there's that. We've got this one. I just didn't want to take away from the beauty that's already there. This one's going to tuck in. I'm going to use some more of that washi just down here over top of that music paper. I just think it will look kind of cool. I think. Just want to make sure I've got it the way I want it. There we go. And I just wipe off the piece that I don't want showing. And then we've got this beautiful, like I said, I'm gonna stick that in. Use it as a card. So it's just going to be put over a page. Like this, over the edge of the page. So this is the edge, so it would go over this edge of the page. And I'm just going to pin it on like that, so you can journal on the back. But when you take it off, you would see it this way. Now, if you want it, you could turn it the other way. You could absolutely do this and have it on the page like that, and have use it that way. Totally up to you. And if that's the case, then I definitely would want there to be, I think I'd want that forward and that on the other side. I'd want there to be a little bit of, a little something on there. So I'm going to set a little label, I think. I'm going to put this down first. Just a little bit of music paper. And I'm just going to set this label on and then we'll be done. I didn't realize the time. Just having fun. It's the way it goes. So I'm just going to take that to the edge there. So that's it, guys. That's zhuzhing up some paper from artist books to make ephemera for journals. So we've made 3 flips, a pocket, and a card to insert. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.